Spinner Suleiman Ben and pacer Jerome Taylor have both been included in the West Indies squad for the first Digicel test against New Zealand in Jamaica, which begins on Sunday. The squad has been hard at work at the 3Ws Oval over the last few days ahead of the test, and head coach Otis Gibson says that there is a possibility that two spinners may operate against the Kiwis this coming weekend.
With Ben coming back into the team after a long absence, and Shane, who's had his sort of issues with his bowling action and stuff, but he's back, you know, and we're very happy that we have the two of those guys in our midst. So if the wicket suits two spinners, then I guess two spinners might play, and if not, then we have three quality seamers, like I said, that will take the field.
Taylor and Kemar Roach, who were both missing from the lineup due to injuries, will carry the pace attack, with Taylor playing his first test for the region in almost 5 years.
Jerome has been away for a long time. Yes, he has. And the last time he was away, that the selectors wanted, there were question marks over his fitness back then, and the selectors wanted him to play a full series of regional cricket, and he did that this year. He played every game for Jamaica. I helped them to win the Challenge Cup, I think it's called, you know, so he's back. He's proved his fitness in the season. And, you know, he merits his selection. He's a quality bowler.
The full squad reads: Danish Ramdin captain, Suleiman Ben, Craig Brathwaite, Darren Bravo, Shiv Chanderpaul, Kirk Edwards, Shannon Gabriel, Chris Gill, Karen Powell, Kemar Roach, Marlon Samuels, Shane Shillingford, and Jerome Taylor. That first test bowls off on Sunday, and it will be live on CBC TV8 from 11 a.m. Meanwhile, on day 2 of the 3-day tour game in Trelawney, New Zealand versus a select Jamaica 11, the visitors have an overall lead of 146 with 3 wickets in hand. Scores: New Zealand 203 for 9 and 65 for 7. Derval Green 3 for 10. Jamaica 11 122 for 9 declared. So they took 5 for 35. The West Indies High Performance Centre have secured a healthy first innings lead and were building on it by the end of the second day of their 4-day game against Bangladesh A at Kensington Oval. The HPC have an overall lead of 159 after dismissing the visitors relatively cheaply. Bangladesh A started the day replying to the 354 posted by the HPC yesterday, and Imral Keys got things going in a brief partnership with Shamsur Rahman. Keys was the main aggressor of the two, getting back-to-back boundaries off Miguel Cummings, the first one a little streaky. But he would lose his opening partner for just 4 runs. Rahman cut at first slip by Leon Johnson, fending off a nasty one from Sheldon Cottrell. 22 for 1 the score. Keys still on the go, slashing for 4 more. And again back-to-back boundaries for him, a tickle down to fine leg. But he would go, caught down the leg side by wicketkeeper Chadwick Walton. The visitors now 31 for 2. Marshall Ayub and Monimal Hack, the two at the crease now. Ayub thick edge off Carlos Brathwaite, and that put runs on the board for Bangladesh A. Hack joined in, whipping Cummings to the ropes to take the score to 47 for 2. But then flashing outside the off stump, he was caught by Walton off Jonathan Carter for 13. 56 for 3 the score now. Captain Nasser Hussain came in and wasted no time. That's a beautiful on drive. Then he slapped this short one from Carter to the fence as the visitors went to lunch on 74 for 3. Well, they were eventually dismissed for 219, with Sheldon Cottrell taking 3 for 30 and Devendra Bishu 3 for 57. Nasser Hussain top scored with 53. In their second innings, the HPC are 24 without loss. That's the first half in sports. Back in a bit. It's going to be an all-Premier League semi-final lineup for the KFC BFA knockout competition. After Paradise knocked out Kickstart, Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame defeated UE 1-0 at the National Stadium. Zico Edmi was the goal scorer from the penalty spot in the 61st minute. Then, as CBC's Mark Seal reports, in the remaining two matchups, Weymouth Wales blanked Empire, while BDF Sports Program crushed Mackinson Britain's Hill.
A free kick to Wales wasn't taken full advantage of. Should have been an easy ask for the Empire goalkeeper, but his blunder led to Lenny Regis opening the scoring in the 24th. Carl Joseph striking the 44th made it 2-0 at halftime. And I'm unsure what the Empire defense, especially the last man, was thinking here early in the second half. Kemar Headley just ran past all of them with the simplest give and go, 3-0 in the 54th. Things only got worse for Empire as they were reduced to 10 men shortly after that goal from this player. The Wales player brought down in the area, and the defender, wait for it, given the red card by referee Gillian Martindale. Now you make the call. Was there enough contact or was it a flop? Either way, the penalty was awarded, but Wales didn't get any further benefit other than the player being sent off because the penalty was saved. On to the 79th. Wales said, "Save this," as once again Empire's backline was left looking at the linesman for help. Tristan Paris to score, and the final score, Wales 4, Empire 0. Game 3 would be scoreless in the first half, but the action heated up in the second. Mario Hart with a far post header in the 52nd to make it 1-0, BDF Sports Program over Britain's Hill. Then the big man would get his brace just 6 minutes later. Yes, you can call him the far post general. Here in the 83rd, it was a foot race for the Britain's Hill keeper, which he eventually lost and therefore was woefully out of position. Shaquille Stewart latched on to the ensuing pass, and that made it 3-0 to the BDF Sports Program. Now, are the Britain's Hill defenders playing too far up for the speedy BDF strikers? Stewart wins this ball again, and the right boot blast was bang on. 4-0 in the 90th. And yes, although I said in the 90th, there was still enough time for one more, where Mario Harewood, with all the space in Waterford, not a single white shirt to press him. Give it up for the BDF. 5-0 over Britain's Hill. Mark Seal, CBC.